It's October 25th, and we are going to talk about Gulf Access Canal Front homes. Just to remember, September 26th was Helene. Look at the calendar, October 9th was Milton. So we are now just at the 30-day mark for Helene, and we are 2 weeks and 2 days after Milton. So we're going to look at what's happening in the marketplace. If you watch my videos, you know that I am an advocate that what's happening in the marketplace is not the actives, it is the solds. So let's look at the solds. This was the very first home, Stacy, that went on the market. It was listed at $175,000. It went under contract in 3 days for $225,000. They had over 20 offers. This is Claudia. It went under contract for $250,000. They were asking $250,000. It sold for $225,000 in 5 days. Now these are flood homes. Janita had been listed long before the storms, listed at $374,000. It sold at $320,000. It sold 6 days after Milton, and this home flooded during Helene. Flora Avenue did not flood. Muriel. Now this one was prior to the storm, by a week before the storm. They were asking $425,000 and it sold for $400,000. And 7 days after the storm, this home flooded. Leslie Drive asking $450,000, sold for $435,000. It sold on the 18th of September, 8 days before the storm, and then it flooded. South Wind, they were asking $475,000. It sold for $450,000. It closed 6 days before Helene. San Mateo in Westport, they were asking $490,000. It sold for $485,000. 7 days before it flooded for Helene. Marine Parkway, $589,000, sold for $560,000 on the 16th of September, and I'm not going to swear that this home flooded, but it's Gulf Harbor's Woodlands, and Gulf Harbor's Woodlands seems to be higher than Gulf Harbor's. It may not have flooded, but it doesn't matter. It's not available. And this is a stilt home in Sea Pines. And here is Louise Court. This was 6 days before Helene, and this is a stilt home. Well, actually, it's a 1991 home, so that means the downstairs was built out, and it also means that it flooded. Harbor Isles flooded terribly. And this lovely, lovely home with a pool closed on the 16th, and Helene hit 10 days later. $1 million home, sold for $875,000. Lovely home. Got 3 or 4 feet of water in it. Seaside is a stilt home in Gulf Harbor Sea Forest, so that's not meaningful. All right, pending, there's 23 properties that have gone under contract, many of them before, but let's look at what we've got here. This is Summers. It's in Hudson Beach. It flooded. It went under contract in 6 days. That would have been 5 days ago it went under contract. This one went under contract on the 24th of September, prior to Helene. And I'm sure the pricing on this is going to be interesting because they kept the contract. Okay, this is Elfers Parkway, Anclote River, bank owned, asking $229,000. This likely did not flood, although it was terrible flooding from Helene and from freshwater flooding from Milton. Hatteras went under contract in 1 day. Waterfront fixer-upper. Will need major repairs. Cash only. Flooded after Helene. It actually flooded during Helene. 1 day on the market for $249,000. We'll be very interested to see what that actually transacts at. Mako was on the market for $359,000. $300,000. This home flooded, and during home, the home had water intrusion. It'll be very interesting to see what the price on this went at. This one was put under contract and it flooded, and it's still under contract. Actually, from this screen I can't see the contract date. So this was under contract. I mean, this was on the market long before Helene. $330,000 for Rio. This is river frontage. This flooded. It went under contract in 3 days. I didn't even get a chance to really highlight this one. Harbor Isles went pending, $350,000. This home did flood. Leslie flooded, went under contract after Helene. Chancellor did not flood. Spoonbill and Gulf Harbors may or may not have flooded, but it's been on the market, was on the market for 17 days when it went pending. Under contract, accepting backup offers. Seaforest, it probably didn't flood because it was very close. Rushmore did not flood. Neptune flooded. Pelican likely flooded. Hatteras definitely flooded. Look at these prices. Janita, this is a flood home that went under contract since it flooded. All right, so we're going to look at the active listings. Now, there are 58 active listings, and I'd like to see what was listed after the storms. There were 14 properties listed after the storms. There's no way to know. There's no way to search by flood homes. Or maybe there is. Well, you saw how that one listing said. It said water intrusion. So if you search for the wording flood home, it's not going to be there. It doesn't say it flooded, or maybe oh, there it is. Cash or financing if you want to create your own home post Helene waters. Okay, so obviously this one flooded. $200,000. It's only been on the market for 2 days. Birch, here, this one's Gulf Front. That one flooded. And it's still being cleaned out. Okay, as you can see, there's nothing in front. These stilt homes here have Gulf views. There's nothing in the way of that home having Gulf views. $290,000 listed today. Florimar, $349,000 listed for 3 days this time. Minimally flooded during Hurricane Helene. As I understand it, in Gulf Harbors, Florimar and Gulf Harbors, we seem to use interchangeably, but I guess it's really Florimar. Some of the homes flooded. On Marlin, the houses on the west side did not flood, and the houses on the east side, some of them had a foot of water. This is $349,900 was listed today in Gulf Harbors. Home flooded in Helene, and drywall has been removed. Wait a minute. This isn't even on the water. This is on the old golf course. There used to be a golf course in Gulf Harbor, or in Florimar. Yeah, this isn't even. This is a flood home in Florimar that does not have. It's not on a canal. Pleasure Isles flooded, $350,000. This was listed today. I started putting the drywall back. Waterfront 3-2 home, 1-car garage, ready for you to put back together at a deal. Home did flood during Helene, but all the hard work has been done. Drywall has been removed. Framing was sprayed and completely dried out. All electrical outlets have been replaced. I tell you, if you're rehabbing one of these homes, I would definitely say raise all the electrical, get it at least 4 feet high into the next piece of drywall. Second aisle listed for 6 days, $400,000. This home flooded terribly. All of Leisure Beach on the ground. Yeah, this is it's just unbelievable they're not calling it a flood home. I mean, there's 24 pictures. Maybe there's evidence. Well, golly, you know what this means? Me neither. Gulf Harbor's Woodlands. "12 inches of water came into Gulf Harbor's Woodlands on this property. Harbor Drive flooded terribly, $450,000. Gulf Harbor Sea Forest, no storm damage, $529,000. Driftwood, $675,000. Owner financing. River frontage, $675,000. 16 days on the market. Gulf Way, 30 days on the market, 700 grand. Gulf Harbor Sea Forest, $700,000, been listed for 7 days. Listed for $700 and 7 days, $700,000 in 7 days. Hudson Beach, King Avenue, $750,000. Needs a roof. Nice amenity there. Well, I imagine it flooded. Oh, yep, it definitely flooded. I ponder the valuation here. Location, location, location. Where opportunity meets waterfront living. 2 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms, 1,400 square feet for $750,000. How do you justify that? And you're going to be blown out every night from the party at Ollie's. I mean, all these properties right here. There's a live band at Ollie's, which, by the way, go to Ollie's. Free shout out to Ollie's. Go have some oysters. Anyway, Randy Jenkins, where did I go? Am I here? Oh, I moved myself out there. Have a great day.